on what is working. Because what is not working will always be there. There'll always be something about your life that's not working. How things happen. Like, everything happens for a reason.
For sure.
Right? But, what's the reason? So the reason is divine destiny. Then there's human choice. So I find that you guys, your generation, the men, are so proactive about self-awareness.
Oh, yeah.
More than the women. And then us guys, our generation, the women were more proactive than the men.
I can tell you why. Because of our fathers.
What do you mean?
You see, now we get to see our fathers are not so self-aware. They really do things about caring the family. Yeah. Your father really doesn't, emotionally is never there for you. Like, emotionally, there's no that realm of the man being there for you.
Yeah.
Or they haven't played their part.
Yeah.
So us, most guys now, we get it from our mothers. You see, now you're proactive about it.
Yeah.
Now we've stayed with our mothers so long that we pick it up from them.
I think the generation between 55 to 30 men are not.
No, they are not.
Exactly. Yeah. And so because they were not proactive, so us from between I think from 17 to
like
30. Now we learn and then we start trying to become
and then
make something different.
Look at the consequences.
Yeah, exactly.
Of
it, you're like, honestly, just because you're not self-aware, we've gone through so much.
Yeah. When I see some things, my dad, I'm like, yo, bro, do you even know what I went through as a kid? You probably think like things were just easy. You were just doing your thing, not caring about us, not allowing us just to grow and do shit for ourselves. But you know, I'd messed it up, so it makes you actually want to be like I don't want my son to go.
But why are the girls in your generation not proactive?
Because now it's the opposite. Because you see now the women they don't have anywhere to emulate. As in,
you know, I think that why they're not proactive about self-improvement and all. I just think it's also this now I'd be blaming our fathers also maybe, because also it might be, you know, some of them are seeing how their relationship of the mother-father dynamics are. So they're actually not, they're actually seeing how, actually you see many girls right now, they're exploring lesbians, many are becoming, like lesbians actually a thing these days. People are like, yo, I'm bi, like I'm both
even
men.
Changing
your name and stuff. So I think it's also a thing of why they've seen the relationship dynamics between their parents. And then it actually affects. I don't know if that makes sense, but I'm really seeing
like male are not actually important.
Yes.
Yes. You see
wanaona hiyo role.
And that's why you see they have to be intentional, committed. That's why even when you tell them something, they can't even listen because they see you're not important.
That's so serious.
Is healing the reason by the you shaved? Yeah.
No,
I've always had.
He had short hair.
Oh, for a long time.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's just like
all her music I've seen how it's short hair, but not this short.
Yeah, it's usually not this short.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I think I did this style last year, the blonde and shaved hair. Look like a madman.
Seriously, what was happening?
Huh?
What was happening?
No, it was just something. I think it was just. I think also the point of now going for therapy, I think I was just looking for excitement, you see.
Right.
You see, now you're looking like you're so bored, because that time I had my surgery going, I was down, everything was not looking good. But I was looking for something exciting, because I like excitement. I like the vibe, the vibrance, the energy. Yeah. So I was actually looking for it in crazy ways, man.
But I think there's something about that age of between 23 and 28, whereby you're so sure of who you are.
After or before?
That age.
Okay.
20 to 28. It's just that sometimes you can be immature or not have the resources. But that age, like whatever you find that age you're very keen on, it's probably what you need to do with your life. Between 20 and 28.
But not for most guys, man. Or many people know and then they cover it.
No, it's just that many people are caught up in the distractions.
Okay.
From the dating to the drinking to the what, those things, because that's also where it's prevalent.
Yeah.
There's also a lot of pregnancies and all these things happen between 23 28.
Yeah, mostly even our folks. Most
of
them.
So, but that age is actually prime age in regards to identity. For
knowing yourself and also exploding in in what you do. Is that really what happened to you? Is that?
Yeah. But when I think about it, when I observe so many people, it's the same.
Like you stayed focused.
Yeah, like kuna mwenye ali choose kenye alikuwa anataka kufanya na kuna mwenye ali abandon based on society. Yeah.
You as you chose start
Me,
to
I
it.
chose. Sad it's messes, I mean.
What is mess?
What was it? The messes? I think just, music is like a career for patient people. I don't even know how I ended up in that career because I'm not patient, but I'm working on it.
Patience.
Because it's like it builds, it's like a lot of my classmates were now getting into jobs in the banking, so all of them have salaries. Me, I don't have a salary. I'm hustling. Music. It's like even no one cares. People are wondering what kind of career is this. But then now, a lot of them were like, wow, Vivian, I
wish I knew.
Yeah.
I wish I'd have followed you, what you did. I should have stuck to my dreams.
Yeah. Because dreams they're lonely.
That's for sure. I'm going through it.
That age.
Yeah.
That age. Because it's like, people are wondering, what's wrong with this person? Say unajua ungekuwa unaingiza pesa ngapi?
Yeah. By the way, what kept you mentally there? Like still.
Funny thing, I say, I think my life has been so spiritually led, even if I was not so spiritual, because nothing else would work. Like I would get into employment, it doesn't work, either I'm fired, or like just crazy.
How is your mom taking it that way? Especially
initially?
Yes, by the African parents.
Now you're saying you want to do music.
Yeah.
And our parents are actually a career people.
So the interesting thing I find about my mom is a very strict, like African woman. But then when it comes to her kids and their interests, she just lets you be. It's very interesting. And I think because she has a lot of love in her heart, I think that's the reason. Like she's strict, but her love overrides. Because all of us have done what we're interested in. Because my sister loved to draw. So she was in school for so many years. And I remember my aunties would always ask, kwani wewe uolewi, upati watoto? Like now she was that chick.
Yeah.
Because she was in med school for like 7, 8 years. And she's married. So my aunties are like, unajua bwana hapa atakuacha, such things. Because if you're studying abroad, you're in Germany, there are no nannies. You can't get a baby. You can't afford to sleep up like that.
Yeah.
Anasema uko na shida ya kupata like shirini kwa. Yeah. Then now for me, getting into music was like just starting it. Then of course now the first song I did blew up, but there was still no money. So of course my mom is trying, and then people thinking, okay, maybe Vivian anafaa afanye tafutiwe visa and but all these things would not work. So I just ended up doing my music. My smaller sister is a nail tech. She makes nails.
Yeah.
But you see, she's in campus, but she does this. But see, my mom is the one who's even encouraged her, bought her those things for hizo machines za kuweka.
Yeah.
So I think my mom just, she loves her kids. I think that's what I would say has. Plus, unajua, being very observant with your children as they're growing. You're like, oh, nilijua tu atenda hiyo direction. I mean, I prayed for a miracle, but hey.
Yeah, it is, man.
Yeah, so but also my mom was, I think she was a destiny shaper as well, even in her generation. Because being a single mother and then having all these things and traveling, selling clothes and all these things and not being so educated. But she broke so many barriers. Because you can imagine those days, being a single mother and you have kids in an expensive school and you're trying to do it alone. It was crazy.
It's crazy.
Yeah. So you lose friends, you lose her. She was just like, it's okay. Me just deal with my things. And not having, she was the firstborn in her family, so having all those responsibilities, meeting random people, telling them to help her. Like my mom's story, I think you should do a documentary.
It's crazy, eh?
Yeah, like meeting random, like she was saying how she started traveling and selling clothes. She just met one of her clients. She was like, mimi nataka pia kuanza kwenda Hong Kong na China. Naweza kumsaidia. Even that's how she learned to start traveling. And my mom has traveled all over the world.
Walai.
Yeah. Simuone hapo.
So you can actually be determined and actually.
Yes, and even like look at like now this whole environment. This is my mom's place.
Yeah.
Like to own such a space. Like that's
from back then.
Yeah.
It means that you have to be
that's
something.
superwoman.
Yeah. And also the farm, I've seen you guys have irrigation
Yes,
stuff.
we have irrigation and such things. So I think because she was also a destiny shaper in her own right, then she understood that probably her daughters would probably
Yeah.
be the same
And you've
as
picked
well.
it up.
Yes.
Yeah. Also,
Yes.
you now you're able to be a destiny shaper for
Yes.
many guys also.
Yes, absolutely. And it's a tough space to work in. But I think when you have the right support and you have people who see you
Yeah.
for who you are, I think you manage to do it because we need it. As a country, we're in so much shit.
That's for sure. we need people who are what you're doing, like being in the healing, like you need to God, like things, because you know guys think money is the solution, you know, but I think it's just it's more than money, man. Because you give us a 6K, give us a 10K,
Yeah,
but you still left our brains and our souls and our
Yeah.
minds still at the same place. I think it's
you see, like I was reading a story at even the people who go to Dubai and they spend millions to look for this. They're called tarot readers and whatever. Like,
yeah.
and you spend millions. It's crazy. People are looking for fulfillment.
Yeah.
That's true.
And because our churches have been messed up, people are like, church, partner.
Yeah. What do you think about the church? I know you believe the church is you as
as a person.
it's not about you being in the. I've seen you posted about also being in a church, like umeenda church. I saw a post did. Uliza say umeenda church ama when you
bedside ministry. Did you read the comments?
They killed me, man.
Mwingine aliuliza church bado ziko 8 years.
I swear.
Hajaienda.
The comments were killing
Let
me.
me tell you, millennials especially and Gen Z.
Yeah.
Church. Hiyo ni kuionea view sasa. They are not in that.
There's something up, man.
There's something that's happening.
Yeah.
But I think it's also, you know, guys have the question like, why should I give money to the pastor?
Yeah.
But I'm also thinking, if you're not giving him, how is he gonna survive also?
It's not about
see,
money.
It's not about money because they look for that.
They look betrayal.
There's a lot of betrayal.
Oh, it's betrayal because I
Yeah.
have a friend actually who she was betrayed by her because I think her close friend, her best friend, died, and then was living with a certain girl, and then now the church refused to come for the burial because they said that those two were not married, were not in
Exactly. And then you find like you go to church and you think this is a girl, this is the guy, because he's a church person.
Yes.
And then all of a sudden, ule msichana wa kwaya bande yako ndio
you wanna do kitu.
Exactly, you get.
Yeah.
So they see as it's like let's say it's like a hypocrisy place.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think? Since you tried to escape it. What do you think, young guys? Because I think one thing I'd want to urge young guys.
Okay, so
just your honest opinion.
So I'm in there's something I'm studying. I'll send you that right up, by the way.
Yeah.
It's called The Farm.
Yeah.
And it's a course based on the Bible on purpose and identity.
Mm-hmm.
So it teaches you on life navigation and self-identity, right? Understanding like even how you're created, you know? Like me, I say how God made me is just to fit into the music and pop world. But I just look like a pop musician. Yeah. Like my hair, my face, my body, my what. Like, you know? Because even things like how I age so slowly and all these things, like all those things are meant to complement that role in your industry. Yes. So predestination versus predisposition, like the things that happen, there's a common phrase that says like, what does it say, how things happen, like everything happens for a reason.
For sure.
Right? But what's the reason? So the reason is divine destiny, like it was already written. God already knew that would happen. Then there's human choice. Like one of my classmates, the driver, committed suicide. And she'd talked to this guy. They kept talking. She even paid therapy for him, but he still committed suicide. So
he did therapy and everything.
Yeah.
So he took the steps.
Yeah. So he felt stuck. So he committed suicide.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then so all the things that make us do the things we do. You know, someone can intervene. I can spend 3 hours here talking to you, Sammy, and telling you all this. But
so me, I think for me, I'd say, because I was watching a podcast, and
Yeah.
I was thinking the best thing people can do for themselves,
yeah,
is because the ladies were sharing about prophecy, like saying things loud. Me, I think that's something I'm gonna try this year. And I think guys should try it. I think praying and saying things loud and prophesying about your life, just saying next year will be fruitful, will
Yes.
be beautiful, and I think that's one thing I picked up when I was watching.
Yeah, and I remember when I sent the podcast to Teacher Betty, and she was so excited, and she's been watching. And I just said, how beautiful is this, that I was in that school 20 years ago, and the teacher who had one of the biggest impacts is now being impacted by what I'm doing. How beautiful is that?
Circle.
That's full circle.
That's viral.
And not everyone gets to see that. You know? Because I remember her in class, you know, and I used to wonder, why did she learn this English? I used to watch her mouth move. I'm like, this is beautiful. You know, because, you know, you're a young child, and so you're looking at this grown up, and they're so articulate. And then the funny thing is, now we used to live in the ghetto. But tunaenda shule Mariam. So when we come back home over the weekend, so we are playing, tunacheza games za kawaida, basi tunajua kizungu, tunajua, so our peers are wondering, you know. And I think that has also really impacted me. Juu unaweza imagine grow up ghetto, then umesoma uptown, nimeenda pia State House. But you see, I can still relate to the kids in the ghetto. Like me, I can live in Huruma,
Even
and I can live in Runda, and I'm just okay.
And you'll fit in well.
Kabisa.
And guys, the Runda will be like, you've been here for a while. And guys in Ghetto will be like, you've been
here
for a while.
Yeah, so you're able, and that's the mesh, like that's the power, because then you're able to see humans for who they are, not what they have.
Yeah. You're able to judge their character, goodness, kindness, those things.
So umesema hii mwaka ni manifest.
Yeah, for me it's manifesting, just saying it. Because I think so many times, because I think she said about the devil is very, very loud. So I think so many times we say things that tunasemanga vitu ndani. Like we can't say, someone can't say, I'm going to build a big business next year. You say confidently. You see? Because also there's a quote you shared also. You shared that, what's this quote? I'm forgetting. You shared that you learned it from church, the program that you're doing.
The farm,
You said that there's power of saying something strongly, even if you don't feel it, something like that.
Yeah. Because you start believing it.
You start believing it.
Yeah.
You just say it.
Just keep saying it, then keep doing things that lead you there. Yeah. Like even how I started the podcast, it was an act of faith. Because I've never been a TV show host. I've been a musician. But though I've done many interviews. But then putting together, getting that venue and all these things. Like I just made calls, I think, in a couple of days. I mean, I thought I would do it somewhere else. But I knew that it's something that needed to happen. So I was focusing on what is working. That's another thing I like saying. Like focus on what is working. Because what is not working will always be there. There'll always be something about your life that's not working. But if you make it the focus, then the evil. So what is working? So what is working is fantastic. Okay, what else? Like what's working? Like what friendships are working? Who are the people that still believe in me? Who are the people I can utilize? Where is the money coming from? How can I expand that space? How can I make it easier? How can I be less stressed? How can I be more productive? How can I be a better? How can I give love? Because we're all thinking about how we can receive.
Receive love. Or find someone who loves you. Yeah, that's what most guys want.
Na wewe unapendana kweli.
I think you guys like and subscribe. We out, man.
Yeah, like and subscribe.